Hi, my name is Rich Mizak, and I'm going to talk about how I became a medium and how I got into mediumship. And first, mediumship is connecting with people who've passed away, who've crossed over. And you may see shows like the Long Island Medium, Seatbelt Psychic, etc. And what they are doing is they're communicating to people who've passed over. And I used to watch these shows now and again, and I just found them fascinating. I mean, even though I did not, my family was very conservative. We did not go to mediums. We were kind of quite skeptical of them. I work in financial services. Nobody, even if they do go to a medium, they don't talk about it openly. And I just found the messages very, very rewarding and very uplifting. And I'm not, and they were reading for other people, and I felt very uplifted. But I often felt it was a gift that only certain people had the ability to do. And I was taking a personal development class, and the guy's wife who taught the course was also a medium and a channel. And she basically said, oh, anyone can learn to do this. And I was kind of blown away. I'm like, anybody can learn to do this? I didn't think that that was possible. I thought you had to have a special gift. You had to be a certain type of person. And I had to learn. So I went online. I found a person who taught a course. It was like 5 weeks. I'm like, perfect. 2 weeks. I'll have this down. It'll be great. Completely naive. Had no idea how much time and dedication it would take to do this. It's been 5-6 years since it. The course had 700 or 1,000 people on it. Needless to say, you cannot learn this in a large like lecture hall type environment. It takes a lot of one-on-one. And I didn't learn anything. But I did learn that that doesn't work for me. And I went to the teacher, this woman, Mavis Patilla, who teaches mediumship, who taught for many, many years at a school called Arthur Findlay College in the UK. Yes, there are schools that teach this. And I went online, and a lot of the teachers since COVID now have online programs, but they're about a year long, and they realize you can teach mediumship via online. But it was 15 people in the class, you one-on-one, you work with people, then you have breakout groups with additional days, so it's a tremendous amount of time over the course of a year. But over the course of the year, my skills went from complete neophyte to fairly advanced. And have continued to revise and grow and become better. And it's tremendously rewarding. And a lot of my friends, like when I sort of out myself and I tell them that I do this, they're usually very skeptical because I don't come across as that kind of person. But then they're like, well, when are you going to read me? I want to know. And because I think everybody has that reason, like, yeah, I want to know that this is real. How does it work? I know that being skeptical is interestingly surprising that every single person in the class I took was extremely skeptical. They didn't believe anything. And the teacher was like, yes, you should be skeptical. You shouldn't believe. That person, that medium should give you information that you could never otherwise know, that they could never Google, that they could never find out. You want to give them definitive information, facts that they could otherwise never know. Because you want to place the person to say that, yes, it's my mother. I want to know definitively, not me, it's a mother-ish woman. Like, you need to know that it's your mother or your cousin or your friend, without a doubt. And only once that person is placed can you start to give messages about what that person's life is like. Anyway, as was going on with this class, I just loved it. I learned a ton from the class. I've actually gone to Arthur Findlay College 5, 6, 7 times. The week-long classes where you're in like a boot camp from sun up till sundown, and you learn a ton. And it's just been very rewarding. And I've really enjoyed doing it and learning and growing. One of the biggest things is you have to try to trust the messages and trust the things that come through, which can be very hard because sometimes, I'll get information like this person was very grumpy. They were mean. They weren't a nice person to be around. And I will say that because that's what I'm seeing. And 9 times out of 10, the person on the other side will be, oh, that was Uncle Fred. That's how he was. That was his personality. And so I found it to be a very rewarding experience. I don't know if I'd recommend it for anybody unless you're like really, really into it, because the time dedication is tremendous. But it's very rewarding. It's a lot of fun. And the last thing, spiritualist churches in the United Kingdom end their service with the minister doing several mediumship readings for the congregation. And they view it as a very important part of the Mass because it shows that there is life after death. And obviously, if you go to most religious institutions, they say that your soul lives on forever, but they don't really do anything to say it. They say it, and they feel that by showing you, by bringing through messages from people who have crossed over, substantiates that yes, we do live on. That when you do pass, you will live on too, and they feel that it's very important. So then they view it very, very seriously. It's not the woman at the mall with the crystal ball in the window, Miss Vera's psychic readings. They view it very seriously, and they view that you're serving spirit, and you're providing a valuable service to individuals and giving them closure that they would not otherwise get from other means. So that's actually what kind of kept me in it too, because there's a lot of ethics and integrity in how it's done, and if it wasn't, I wouldn't want to be associated with it. I don't think most people would want to go to a medium or for that reason. But anyway, I find it fascinating. I could talk about this for days. But if you'd like to book a session with me, go to richmizak.com, click below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much. Bye.